Hey everybody, welcome back to Phoenix Roost. End of 2020 look back. This is Adam.
And this is Matt.
And last time we managed to talk our way through the nerdy media side, games, basically just games. I wanted to talk about movies, but just nothing really came out.
Yeah, Sonic. We did talk about Sonic.
Oh yeah, that is true. So we did talk a little bit, still games though. Yeah, but anyway, we talked our way up through May of 2020. So just to recap, January, no, just spend an hour and a half going back through it.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna let you guys know. Really drag this out, yeah.
Yeah, really drag this out. You know, last time actually we did a tangent about.
There'll still be some of those. Don't you guys worry. Don't you millions and millions of fans worry about that.
The Phoenix Roost is known for tangents above all else.
Yeah.
Mainly integrity.
Right.
But, yeah, so summer of 2020, June, we're all stuck inside unless you're essential, and then you're forced to go outside.
I was essential. I was lucky like that.
Yeah. Of course you're essential.
Yeah.
You're the most essential boy, Matt.
Thank you. I needed somebody to say that to me, besides my place of employment.
Yeah, and, like, the man in the mirror.
Yeah, the man in the mirror. He doesn't say that anymore, though. He just screams at me to come through.
His eyes have gone gray.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, June 2020.
I don't really know how to seg from all that bullshit into Desperados 3, other than to say that Desperados 3 is a really fun time. Like talking about the existence of a mirror universe full of evil duplicates of ourselves.
Nice. You played Desperados 3 then?
I played a demo of it. It was
what
very
is it?
Fun.
Exactly. I don't know what it is, so.
It's like a real time, but like you can pause time strategy game, but you only control a small group of cowboys as you work your way through like cowboy situations.
Oh, that's cool.
Like,
oh yeah, I like cowboy situations.
There's like bad guys in the mine, and you got to make your way through as dudes to the mine, and then get to the mine and deal with them. And there's options like you can like either just kill them, or you can like blow the mine up, trap them inside, or like you can cut a deal with them, stuff like that. Again, I only played the demo, so I only know what was available in the first level. But they made another game. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a samurai game that's in the same vein that I ended up picking up because I liked this demo so much, and I didn't want to pay $60 for it. The problem with it is that like all the levels are big, and they'll take an hour or two to get through. Like they're like good, meaty strategy game levels.
Like Advanced War kind of thing. Like
no, like bigger than Advanced Wars. Advanced Wars is like a 15-20 minute match. Like these are like there's like 15 total missions is what I'm saying. Like it's not a very big game.
Gotcha.
But like the missions are very large with at least a couple options, I believe. Could be mistaken on that. Only played the demo. How much of Pokemon Cafe Mix did you play, if any?
None. Didn't play any.
You didn't play any either? I had no interest in this, but I know that you downloaded it.
I do have it loaded, because I was like, maybe I will give this a shot, but I just come off of playing one of the Rumble phone games that got shut down this year.
Yeah.
And so I was not in the mood to play another, like, half-assedly made phone-esque Pokemon game.
I can't believe you ever were.
Yeah. I couldn't either, but Pokemon, man, does something dumb to my brain, so...
I know. I thought it used to do that to me, man, but it's... I still hold on to the promise, but...
But instead, we can talk about how Nintendo pumped up Pokemon this year and then delivered Pokemon Cafe and a Pokemon MOBA to be coming out later. That was fun.
Pumped it up. Are you just talking about the Direct?
Yeah, dude, the 2 Directs. Dose Directs.
Oh, there was 2 Directs about them?
You don't remember that?
Oh,
you
don't
you don't remember?
I remember that.
Yeah, they announced Pokemon Snap 2, which is awesome. And then they were like, one more Pokemon game to be announced later and pumped it all up. and that ended up being what everybody wanted, which was Pokemon MOBA. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I linked you those cool skins. You can get like a pirate
That's
fucking
yeah.
Score Bunny evolution. What's Score Bunny's evolution?
Yeah, off the top of my head, can't think of it. So that's good.
Wasn't that the one you picked?
Yeah, it's the one I picked. Yeah, that's the one I have. It's good.
Yeah, Pokemon does something to you.
Yeah.
You're losing it, old man.
The best part is I can remember Rillaboom really well. Like I know
yeah,
that
because he's
one.
the good one.
Yeah, he is the coolest one. But I always go fire. I have to at this point. So.
Yeah, I usually go water, but sometimes I do grass. Torterra and Rillaboom, man. Which has nothing to do with Jump Rope Challenge, and I know you at least played that.
Yeah. Okay. So I put Jump Rope Challenge on this list because I did play it when it came out. Me and John Luke did a bit of it. It's a weird. It literally is. You're a little bunny. You jump rope, and it counts the switch handles as you jump. You know. So like you use the switch remotes to fake like you're jumping rope. And
Sure.
It just counts, and it unlocks little like bunny costumes. Pretty sure you can use Amiibo later to unlock like a Mario costume and stuff. But the big reason I wanted to talk about this game is the game that started the trend this year of Nintendo having games that are just gonna go away after a set period of time.
Well, it brought it back, bro. Four Swords Anniversary Edition.
That's
the
true.
Zelda Collector's Edition, that's like a pre-order bonus, but it's still kind of the same thing. It's a cool thing that should just be available, not being available forever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is true. I guess on the Switch, and they started doing it a bunch, like, this year.
Yes,
like, they just, like,
agreed.
up and decided, like, yeah, this is a new way we're gonna handle certain stuff. And yeah,
I
this
definitely
is
agree that triggered a new wave of them starting to do that again with Mario and Fire Emblem.
Because that other shit's kind of like one-off stuff, in my opinion. Like, it was, like, kind of like a weird one-off thing. It does still suck that it went away. But it was like, yeah, like the pre-order bonus one, I can get why, like especially 'cause the pre-order bonus, I get that. Sucks. I actually never ended up picking up a copy of that because I didn't get the bonus, and it's super expensive now.
I wasn't saying that one was exactly the same, but yeah.
Four Swords is, you are right
precedent.
though. And yeah, I don't know. That felt more like a one-off. I did forget about that though. I got it, yeah, and forgot about it. But
I mean,
yeah,
how could you not?
Right, but it did start up that again, which is fun. So,
yeah, but there's a good end to that story, though.
Is there a good end to that story?
Yeah, they made it permanently available.
I did not know that. I did not keep track of that one, honestly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still available.
So hopefully that'll be a trend too, and they will just do that with Mario. And for some reason, they don't even understand why they did that with Fire Emblem, but like,
yeah, that one was really unnecessary.
That's super weird to me, but all right.
Continuing on this trend of Nintendo games that were downloadable that I did not play, but you've played at least a bit. How's Ninjala?
Ninjala, okay, Ninjala was weird because when I first saw it, I was like, wow, that looks super stupid. And then when I started playing, I was like, wow, this looks super stupid. But it's actually kind of fun. So it's just like a weird, like 3D fighting-esque game with a bunch of like just ninja guys that use gum as weapons. It's a battle royale thing that I got kind of decent at for a bit. The only thing that really hung it up is there's only one map in the whole game. Now there's I think two, but there's just the one map, and as a like 3D fighting game, the map's already small and uninteresting, and so it's kind of just like more boring just to stare around, you know?
Right.
But
I don't, because I haven't played the game, so I don't really understand, but...
So it's just like tiny maps, like, because it's just a fighting game, so they're real enclosed and tiny. As opposed to like Apex or something where like it can do one map because it's giant.
Oh,
you know?
so
I
it's
mean,
like a fighting battle royale?
Yes, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And there's not really, the characters all play basically the same, the weapons are a little bit different, and so it gets boring super quickly. Because it's just like, there's not much here to do.
It's so fast that I got bored during the trailer.
Yeah.
It
was a good time for
Splatoon rip-off, art style wise.
See, that's the only reason I even played it, was I was like, I guess it does look like Splatoon. And I think I was playing Splatoon at the time, so I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. give it a go.
I had the exact opposite reaction of just like, that looks like a ripoff.
They did add some Sonic stuff to it later, which looked like shit.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, fuck Sonic.
It's sad, because I really love Sonic. I love him.
It's not like his fault, just they really haven't stopped dropping the ball.
Nope, they just never ever tried again with him for some reason. They keep just, we're just gonna half-ass it.
I think he's like Kirby. They're like, yeah, we're holding off to do something cool next time. I think they're doing that with him right now. And I'll always be like, yeah, what are you doing now, Sonic? Alright, get out of here. Or like, maybe, I gave Lost World a shot.
Yeah. I mean, I liked
okay.
the fan game that got made. That was cool. I liked that one a lot.
Mania was excellent. That was just a breath of fresh air.
Yep.
But also just felt like an official mod, in a good way. I don't mean that as an insult at all, but it's just like, fans have been doing that kind of work for a long time now. They just like finally were like, oh, we could just hire one of these guys. We could pay them for their hard work and clear adoration of this series. Like, you're not gonna just make a game on your free time in a game universe that exists that you cannot profit of and might get in trouble for dealing with. Unless you, you love that shit, like...
Right.
I don't know, it's just weird. Which, I guess, like, that's another general thing that happened a lot this year, Nintendo ceasing and insisting some stuff. And also recently a Mega Man.exe game, like,
got taken down.
Battle Network got cease and desisted, and that never used to happen. Capcom used to be super chill, like, I don't...
Yeah, I mean, they had the,
it's just so bizarre.
The it was Street Fighter versus A and Mega Man game was a fan game that they actually supported. They got behind and put it out as like part of a thing they were doing.
Yeah, it was in their like what was it, Capcom Unity project thing?
Yep.
Back when like Mega Man Legends 3, they were cock teasing us with that. That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Oof. They're like, hey, you want this game? Work for it. You didn't work hard enough.
You didn't work hard enough.
Ah, I hate game companies, man.
Yep.
Did you actually pick up Clubhouse games though?
No, I just wanted to briefly mention it because I think that it's a super cool little thing that came out just randomly.
Not cool? What's cool about it? What do you think's cool about it?
Dude, it's just like a bunch of like different like Clubhouse games like Nintendo threw out. I dig it. It's like a weird neat collection. Yeah.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah. Why? What's up?
Do you? Are you sure?
Yeah, what's up?
4 of the games are playable with one cartridge with more than one person.
Oh, only 4? So you have to have friends, otherwise all the rest of them won't play?
Who own the game.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that pissed me off. I was like, I don't want to deal with, like, I wanted this so I can, like, play, like, some stupid fucking board game with my mom or something. Like,
right, later on, yeah. That's why I wanted to pick it up. I thought, like, that's a cool little, like, collection of bullshit for the Switch that's neat, because it's portable, so you just take it wherever and play, like,
I mean, Nintendo's plan is for everyone to own a Switch. That's what their goal would be.
Yeah.
So I guess that's fair if you are in one of those families where they're just like, Animal Crossing is really cute, and I messed around with it for, like, 12 hours. Wow, I'm a real gamer now, haha.
Right.
So I guess that may be their goal with that, like... But, yeah, for me, I just, like, that whole game should have just been, like, quote-unquote download play, just playable off one system. I get some games you couldn't, like, how could you do battleships with one screen? I don't know if that's in that game, but, like, just for example, like...
Right. But it's okay if like some of them are that way, but, like, only 4? That's messed up. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
that
it's
makes
like
me way less
and
interested in
checkers.
this. Because I was actually thinking of grabbing this at some point, but now I'm kind of like, it's going to have to...
Yeah, because I felt your, like, same childish glee of just like, dude, 52, like, classic board games. I'm down for that. Like...
Oh, no!
Oh, dude, you got the thing I need.
Hold on. There you go.
Okay, cool. I just dropped another gnarled wood sprite. Thanks, man.
Yep. That, I guess that's good to know, though. Because, it's gone on sale a couple times. I've almost picked it up because I'm like, oh, yeah.
So overall, June seems like a massive waste of fucking time. There has been a lot in here. Desperados 3 is a cool little strategy game, I'll give it that. The rest of this is like weird downloadable stuff.
And?
More weird downloadable stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. In the form of Pokemon DLC.
Pokemon DLC came out, that's right.
Yeah, in June we saw the Isle of Armor get released, and we're just going to talk about it all together, but 2 months later, Crown of Tundra released, I guess.
Yep.
Which, it feels like it was way longer.
It does, yeah, it does.
I don't know why. I
think it's
just
because
2020 just took forever.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. But yeah, no, that was a weird batch of DLC. I know there was a lot of like contention among them doing this instead of just releasing a third version. I'm much happier with this way of doing this if they're gonna just release the same game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm down for not having a third version later on with more content and just a DLC grab up.
Well, but at the same time, why is there not just a Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion pass? Why the fuck is there a Pokemon Shield expansion pass and a Pokemon Sword expansion pass? Like,
dude, yeah, that was messed up. Dude, especially because it's super confusing, so a lot of people did get confused. Or like,
yeah, and like, like it's a red dog and a blue dog, and one's a little wider, one's a little taller. Like,
yep.
That, man, and I know, like, that. I honestly believe, yeah, if you get the wrong version of that, that is on you. But at the same time, that's not an issue that should even fucking exist in the first place. Like, just make a dual like, okay, so say you bought both versions. Now it costs $60 for the goddamn DLC instead of just $30.
Right.
Like, it's ridiculous. But the content itself was the best out of the worst Pokemon game. So
yeah,
a lot of like really specific modifiers to that statement. Because like, wow,
so definitely, I guess let's just dive into them real fast. So, what was it? Island of Armor. That was the weak one for me. That was okay. Like,
it was still fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
It was still some of the best content in the game.
It's true. It was probably the more story-ridden of the two, because the other one's less story and more just exploration. It was okay. I liked the Pokey in it. I liked the little bear guy. He's cool.
Oh, the Pokemon? Yeah.
Yeah, and it does give you the only way to, like, kind of guaranteed... Well, it lets you get a bunch of different Gigantamax guys, and it lets you, like, you can force it to do that with guys you already had.
That is definitely a nice feature, but it's very grindy and annoying with that.
Yeah, super grind. I went into it going, yeah, I'm gonna do this for all my Mons, and then just gave that up after I was already 100% and did all the other stuff. I was like, okay. That's a lot of that game has that though, because like even building up the gym, I thought I was gonna do as well, but it's so grindy to do that too.
Yeah, it's not even like a great reward for doing it, if I recall.
If you can do all of it, you can fight the lady. That's the deal. You get like a secret Poke battle.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care about that because I don't enjoy playing Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
So like, the good thing about these DLCs to me is just introducing a big wild area, and that just acts as a route or a couple routes. Like, that's what the whole goddamn game should have been.
It really should have. And Ground Tundra really showed off that that's what it should have been, because that was super fun. Just here's a bunch of like legend stuff, go around, do it in whatever order. Like,
I don't know, man. Justify that? Super fun? It was fine.
It was. I think that if they had built a game around that, it would have been a good time. Like, I would have had like.
But you said Crown Tundra was super fun. What did you have? Like, I'm not like saying you can't have that opinion. Like, I did not enjoy it to the point of saying it was super fun. I'm asking what about it was super fun to you.
I honestly really enjoyed just like exploring the shit. I think that was like a good time for me. I was like, oh, okay, this is actually
that was the best part of the game by
just
far.
running around it. Yeah. I don't know. I had a good time doing that. Now that I'm down to just having the what is it? Yeah, this is a lake, right?
Yeah, I was just trying to do more, but I'll let you do it. Exploring Crown Tundra was super fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. Like, I had a lot of fun with that. That made me super happy. Just messing around with it. I think the iciness of it kind of gave me like a good sense of just like relaxedness, so I liked that too. Just kind of relaxed, run around vibe. I think it was the first time in a Pokemon game where I hadn't felt like my hand was so just clutched, like just inside of another person's hand as they guided me around a thing.
They told you exactly where to go.
They did.
I felt like it was just more of the same. Like, and that's like I felt like it was the best of this content, but like I really did not like Gen 8.
That was Gen 7 for me, but I guess Gen 8 didn't like
Didn't like Gen 7 either.
Yeah.
I beat Sword and Shield, did not beat Ultra Moon. I completed Shield, honestly, actually.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't catch everybody, but I did every like side content thing and the DLC too. Because I do agree with you. That is the best part of the game, is getting to explore the world of Pokemon. That's what I've been wanting, and that's what just they could have done and should have done and kind of did with the main wild area and the 2 DLCs.
I'm hoping that the next one that comes out, they lean more heavy into that, where they're just like,
I just hope they give it to a good game developer, or like whoever is in charge pulls their head out of their ass and realizes that like they can do a lot better. They're one of the like best games here. Like there's no, just real quick, there's like no upper limit to what Pokemon that they could do with that franchise, in my opinion. Like you could make some of like the coolest games ever in the Pokemon franchise. I think that's like, I really believe that. And they just continually drop the ball and keep lowering expectations, and that's what's pissing me off the most.
Get it, Monster Hunter Pokemon, easy peasy, do it.
Yeah, I'm not. That'd be great. I am 100% down for that, but that is not my argument. I will. The bridge I'll die on though is Dark Souls cart.
There you go.
We need Dark Souls cart bad. That's what's crushing the world spirit right now, honestly. Just like how E3 died and crushed my spirit.
Yeah. No, E3 officially, like, just finally... I mean, it was kind of already going away last year, like, a lot of the... Like, Nintendo dropped out of it, they're just doing their own, like, stuff. A lot of the developers seem like they're just going that route now anyway. But yeah, I mean, this year they couldn't do it, and so it just kind of went away, and it kind of showed that you really just don't need it anymore, with, like, how you can just release stuff. Like...
Yep.
For me, it honestly got rid of a lot of the, like... Dude, last year, remember watching E3 with me? Like, it was just like a lot of like, oh, they're gonna have a guy play a banjo for this game for like 15 minutes before we get to it. It's just like, oh my gosh, like, oh, these two guys are just gonna bullshit about like nothing for a while.
E3 was really bad about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel pretty good and fine about it. Like, it needed to die. The way it wasn't working anymore. And it just makes more sense for, instead of everybody having shit ready by June, just Microsoft is like, okay, we're gonna show off our stuff in March. Nintendo's
I got it.
Like,
we have enough shit in March, like, to show you guys some stuff. Yeah.
Like, here's a direct this month because we have stuff and we don't have stuff now, so we're not gonna... I like that. And yeah, you don't end up... I feel like, I don't know, they still do like pretentious dumbass stuff sometimes.
Right.
But a lot of the time I feel like we get less of like 15 minutes of a banjo being played by a guy who plays banjo in Last of Us 2 instead of just showing us Last of Us 2. Right,
and I felt like most of that was just happening because they were like, well, we need to fill time and we don't have enough to talk about, so let's do this.
Yeah,
and it's like,
totally.
Okay. Like, I don't need that, man. I don't want to watch this.
No, I'm here to talk about games, hear about games. If you got something cool behind the scenes to show me, if you got like a story about game development, that's cool. If he wants to talk about like how he made the music for the game, sure. But also like, not at the game conference, man. This isn't the fucking time for that.
Right.
Like, release little side videos. What a shitty reward, wow. Like, the conference should just be like, hey, Xbox, here's our goal, here's our games, like, here's our goals for the year going forward, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, they totally lost sight of that, and it was originally just, like, a marketing thing, and now with internet, like, you really don't need it, and, it was just, like, a relic of a sadly dying age, but it's, like, a sort of those weird rose-tinted nostalgias I have that, like, don't really... It's like Nintendo Power. Like, I feel good
absolutely.
about Nintendo Power, but it wasn't really great, and, like, GameFAQs was so much better.
No, I get exactly what you're saying. I mean, I used to, when I was a younger kid, I would get excited at E3. Oh, there's an E3 coming up. Like, I set aside
summer.
the night to watch that. Yeah, like, check it out. Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from in that regard.
But, yeah, it was just past its prime.
Yep, yeah.
And they didn't...
Just, yeah.
I don't think conventions and, like, conferences, styles like that need to be dead. I just think they need to, like, reevaluate how they're done.
Yeah, how they're gonna do that, yeah.
Yeah, and even if it's just as simple as not having E3 every year at June and just having conferences when it's appropriate, I'd much rather have that. Because, yeah, it's exactly like you said. Last of Us 2 is coming out. This is a 10-minute block. That's all we gotta say, though.
Yep. Here's some BS to fill it.
But yeah, that was June 2020.
Yeah, it was.
Pretty 2020-ish. A little letdowny.
Yep, super letdowny.
Which moves us into July, which had some more weird stuff. You know, I'm gonna jump down to the bottom of this list and just, like, I only put this on here because I feel bad that I've abandoned the Rock of Ages series.
Is that the bottom of the list? No, for sure isn't. But okay.
On July?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like towards the bottom. It's like the third one up.
Towards the bottom. It's not the bottom of the list. That's all I'm saying.
There's no list that the audience can see. That doesn't matter. Like, oh my god.
Calling you out on that one. Not bottom. Mid range. It's the list.
I feel bad about how I've abandoned Rock of Ages as a game series. Like, I don't know about you, but, like, that's what I'm here to talk about. That's the only reason that's on there. I just want, like, a softball thing to start with, for fuck's sake. You want a softball? Alright, man. Fight Crab looks like fucking fun, doesn't it? Realistic crab models, holding knives, slashing other crabs.
Does look like fun.
Putting fucking muzzles on seals.
Dude, you should feel bad because you forgot about Fight Crab. That's what you should feel bad about.
Yeah, I did forget about Fight Crab. You're right. I skipped over it on the list.
Yeah, no, Fight Crab looked super cool. And I will give you that Rock of Ages, yeah. That's a game that I didn't think I was going to like and picked up the very first one and totally, yeah, just abandoned it after that. I don't know what they could do more, honestly, is I think my issue. It's like, what more can you do with that? And, like...
Yeah.
Probably something. I don't know, though, because I've never checked it out. So.
No, I didn't even beat the first one, but like I enjoyed it a lot, and I liked the humor.
Yep.
And I thought it was clever for what it was, and I was impressed by what they got away, like not away with, but like the amount of stuff they managed to do with such a simple concept. And I was always curious what they did with 2 and 3, and yeah, there's a third one that came out now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fight Crab sure looks like fun.
It does. It does look like a lot of fun. I want to pick it up just because that. I
guess we can just nip this in the bud. Destroy All Humans remake. Like, that's cool that they keep remaking weird old PS2 games that deserve it.
Really wish they would take that and remake Stubbs the Zombie, though. That's
what I'm talking about.
Badly needs one.
Yeah, like, I just like the general notion of them going back and taking stuff that, like, it's not the best game ever, like Final Fantasy VII, like, that doesn't necessarily need a remake. It's stuff that, like, needs a remake, because it's just, like, a weird kind of clunky thing left to the past. Needless to say, I didn't pick it up, but I did like the original Destroy All Humans, and I want to get it eventually.
Yeah, I do want to get it eventually. I think that, didn't they put that out for, like, what was it? It was almost full price, wasn't it?
No, I think that one was 40. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
But yeah, I remember seeing it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know about picking that up, but I probably would pick it up down the line at $20 bucks is probably my.
That's what I feel. Even though I appreciate that there's a lot of work that goes into PS2 remasters, and like they actually like redo the whole thing, but at the same time, it's PS2 remaster.
Right.
So I'm fine with them releasing it like 40 or whatever, but I'm getting it on sale.
Right, exactly that. Yeah, Medieval was that way for me too, because I just keep waiting for a decent sale on it.
Yeah, I got that on sale. So yeah, that's like the bottom of July. Another game that I didn't ever really bother getting yet, again waiting on it to be on sale, Marvel's Iron Man VR. It looks fine, it got good-ish reviews. Where I'm at currently doesn't have a great amount of space for VR, so that's my main reason for having not messed with it too much.
Yeah,
But
I don't have VR, so that's my reason for that.
it sounds like it's the middle ground between Marvel's Spider-Man, which was really fucking good, and Marvel's Avengers, which was really not great. And this
Gotcha.
was pretty fly. All you do is fly around.
That was good. I liked that part.
Yeah, it was good. That's what Dad would say if he was still here.
Yeah.
Crosscode's a weird game where you play. It's kind of like Dot Hack, where you're like in an MMO world, and then you like wake up and you're in the MMO world. You don't know who you are, and like you don't know if you're a human or like you're just in the MMO world. And other people are just like, "This is an MMO. Let's party up. Let's do the quest." And then you're like, "Okay, I guess I'll just do this." And yeah, I didn't beat it, so I don't know what's going on, but it's just like a top-down JRPG with a strange ball-throwing mechanic as like a main attack and puzzle-solving mechanic. Like you run and dash and like throw balls at switches like across the room and have to like bounce them around corners and stuff. Sounds very strange how I'm describing it, but it's really, really fun, but also very fucking difficult even before you get into like the actual difficult secret stuff. But it's like, it's a good time. It's very weird, and mainly for masochists, I'd say.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
Rocket
anything
Arena,
about that game, so yeah. Rocket Arena, though, yeah, alright.
Yeah. A Rocket Arena, you don't need to be a rocket scientist at all for. Anyone can be a champion at Rocket. You just play 10 games and stop.
Yeah, you just stop at 10 games, though, that's the key.
Yeah, you play 10 games, you'll feel like a god, you'll be a god, you will ascend. And that's
stop.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then stop.
Yeah,
because that's when you stop fighting bots.
Yeah, that's when you fight people. And then you realize that, oh, you were the idiot all along. Dang it.
How'd you feel about Rocket Arena, man?
It's a weird game. I played it on, and I played it a couple more times since, and I don't think that it's gonna. That's not a game that I'm gonna keep in my rotation. But it was fun for a night. It was a good time for a night. It's a weird, just like arena shooter. I think both of us mentioned this. It feels like it's one of those tacked on modes to like an actual game. Like that would be the multiplayer part of like a real platformer game or something like that. Like,
yep, that's exactly what it felt like to me. I immediately was just like, this feels like an old PS2 multiplayer mode.
Yep, that's kind of where I was at with it. It was like, I feel like, this would be fine for like, if like Ratchet and Clank or something had this in it. I would have been like, that makes sense. Like, this is just a whatever thing.
Mm-hmm. That was my deal. I thought it was fine. And I thought that there would be some more legs to it my first night when we played it, and we like realized, oh, we're fighting bots, we're morons, we're not actually that good. And we played against people, and it was like pretty fun. Since then, the only people I've noticed playing it at this point are just like the experts and the idiots like me who aren't used to the game very much at all. And so I just fail, and I don't really care. But the whole mini game mood in general kind of just like cuts the legs off of it.
Yep, no, for sure it does. I don't exit right away after you're done with this.
Okay. Did you play Super Hot, the original game?
Nope, I've seen a bunch of it, but I did not play it. I actually think I did buy it at some point, but yeah.
Super Hot. Oh, crap. That's fine. Before I talk about Super Hot, my bad, man. Rocket Arena had a bunch of, like, bullshit before it came out. Did you hear about that?
Rocket Arena?
Yeah. So we got Rocket Arena on PS4 like a month or two ago for free on PSN. Mm-hmm. Pretty great way to play that, right?
Right. Yeah, great
pretty way. Good, pretty enjoyable time. Not paying a single dime and playing it, right? That's a good way to play Rocket Arena.
Yeah.
Might say if I put money into it, my review would be a lot worse.
Yeah, for sure.
When that game released in July, it was $40. No, it was $30 or $40 for the Champion Pack, which came with like character skins and stuff. Mm-hmm. 2 weeks later, it was on sale for $10 for the full ring and $5 for the not full pack.
Oh, that's right. I remember that we looked into that, and that was that.
Yeah.
That's right. That is right.
Yeah, and then a couple months later, it was free on PSN. I'm just saying, like, I've talked about this with you a little bit. Multiplayer games, man, I don't think they're worth it unless you're a really big studio that can back it up.
Yeah, I mean, not really.
And even then, I don't know, man, there's just too many multiplayer games. You just stretch the audience too thin at a point.
That's true. Like, it really is true. Quick aside, I do see you guys that have rated me. I appreciate that. Thank you guys a lot. We're just doing like a year-in review thing, so that's why.
Oh, you got rated? Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. How many people you got watching?
I think 4. I believe 4. They knocked out, but yeah, they were getting mad because I was not talking to them. But I do appreciate it.
That's hilarious. You should have said something, man.
I know. We're doing a year-in review. I didn't want to interrupt.
You got viewers who are talking to you, man. You got to interact with the viewers.
And they still are talking to me. I do see you there, Rayanimix. I appreciate you a lot.
Nice.
I would dare say I love you guys.
I'll talk to you if you come to my stream. Just saying.
No, he won't. He hates more than I do.
Okay. Says the guy who ignored you. What did I do as soon as I found out about you? I addressed you directly. Like the beautiful and real human you are. But yes. Oh, okay, sure.
Just don't knock out. Oh yeah,
okay.
He's competition in a way. We're gonna be together soon enough, if you know what I mean. But for right now, I guess we are apart.
I guess I don't really care about this channel. Like this channel will never succeed. So.
Oh, it could. That's the wrong attitude.
Our channel will and could,
yeah.
But the one I have now is just rough streams. Like I don't.
It's okay.
Yeah.
One day, I mean, some people like it rough.
That is true. A lot of people do, in my experience.
That's true.
So, are you fighting this robot guy over here?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm trying to get crowbars.
Oh, you exchanging them?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And I got enough white now to do it, so that's why I didn't want you to...
You gotta get enough of that China white.
Yeah. But alright,
Thanks for that little break in the middle of July there.
Yeah. good way to cut it up.
Hell yeah. Anyway, so Super Hot was a really fun game where, like, it's a first-person shooter, and when you move, other people move, and when you're not moving, nobody else is moving. It's really fun. And then they released, for everybody who owns it, a free DLC standalone game called Mind Control Delete, and it's just basically Super Hot, like the randomly generated version, and it actually works surprisingly well. Like, it's a really fun time too, and I highly recommend Super Hot. It is the most innovative and best shooter I've played in years.
I need to get on it. It's one of a million games I need to get on.
Absolutely. There's only one other little brief one.
Yeah.
Pegami King. I heard it's a step up in the Paper Mario series.
Yeah, I've seen some of the... So I bought this game, didn't play it, but I did see some of the combat in it, and it looks neat. It looks kind of cool, puzzly. Like, it's different,
That's what I'm not interested in. It looks like a puzzle. It doesn't look like an RPG battle.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a puzzle to me. But it looked... I don't know. It's interesting to me. It's different from what I've, like, seen, like, before. So at least it's got that.
That is true.
I mean, it's different. Like, you know, it could be bad, could be good. I don't know.
That's... Being different's not what ruined Paper Mario.
Yeah.
God, I miss Paper Mario 1 and 2, man. They're so good. Now
they should have just made it a different series, honestly, is what should have happened. Like, they should have just split them off.
Well, they kind of did. Yeah. They went Paper Mario, and then they just made Mario and Luigi, and then they just kind of got rid of... They just stopped doing Paper Mario as an RPG. And it's not even, like, the same team or anything. They just were like, well, we're doing another Mario RPG now, so... That's what it feels like to me. I don't have any evidence of that. But, another contender for our Game of the Years I think we agree on this.
Yeah, we
Kinda.
whatever, I guess.
It's the lowest rung of our top 5 game
We
of the
couldn't
year.
get 5 in, so this was
Yeah.
the one that made it in because it's not
So
bad.
by-
It's
Just in terms of like, I think this game, Ghost of Tsushima, is a masterclass of open world design. But open world design has been around for so long now, and like all the really good bits have been done before in places. It just does everything really solidly.
yeah.
And that makes it a masterclass of this game, but at the end of the day, it's just another open world game that does look very, very pretty.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game to look at for sure. And I just recently upgraded my TV, and it's even prettier to look at with it now. And I'm just like, oh wow, that's pretty. Yeah, so that was my issue with it too. I got really, really hyped for this game, overly hyped, and so it like really ruined it for me at the beginning. And I had to step away from it and come back for it to be good again. But
that's hilarious to me, man. I remember you telling me about that, and I'm just like was so baffled because I'm like, it's just an open world game.
Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting. I just got really excited about it. I was like, oh my gosh, samurai game, like it looked beautiful. I was like so overly hyped up about this, and then when I got it, I was like, oh, it's an open world game. That's right, of course.
Was it because Sekiro had let you down a lot?
Maybe, yeah, maybe that's what it was. But yeah,
I think that's part of the reason I like it so much, because I really dislike Sekiro.
Yeah, I got really hyped for it and was just like, oh, I guess this is yeah, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. And it's not bad though. It is, like you said, one of the better, maybe the best open world game I've played. It like, and the issue with
I'm not
it
saying
is
it's my
that
favorite.
I just don't. I've found this out this year about myself, just from playing a few of them. Just like really don't care for open world games anymore. Like just really don't. Like yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like
I've been feeling that for a while now, where I'm just tired of open world games for the sake of open world games. Used to be really cool and exciting. Now it's just
it's just a big ass area where there's not a lot to like. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of empty space or a lot of freaking like just write haikus, sit in this water for a bit. And it's just like, this is not interesting to me though.
Totally. And with Ghost of Tsushima, at least when you're just like wandering from thing to thing, it does look amazing at the very least. Unlike some other games where it's just drab and boring gameplay, earlier Assassin's Creed.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's just the problem with the genre more so than anything else. And it's just, I feel bad that like we have such like a negative like tone while talking about Ghost of Tsushima, because because
it did make both. It literally made both of our lists because it is not. It actually was a good game. It just, we're both not. We're just both very tired of the open world genre, and it's I mean that's the only reason it didn't make higher up on my list than just like you need to pick something, so let's get 5 on there.
Viewers on me or Matt's stream, can you like real quick, if you can, have you ever played an open world game where the fact that it was open world added anything to the experience? And I'm not saying that it doesn't. Like, I enjoyed the open world in San Andreas, but like, I don't know. Maybe San Andreas, I could say it did add some stuff, but that might have just been because it was like the first one I really got into. I never played Vice City or 3. Well, back then. Yeah. One of our game of the year goes to Tsushima. It's alright.
It is perfectly okay.
So as the patriarch of August, you wanna kick this one off?
Sure. Well, let's just kick it right into something that is also just perfectly okay. Fall Guys we got for free in August. And that was another kind of Rocket Arena-ish game to me, where I had an okay-ish time with it for a few like nights. Not something I'm drawn to play often. Like,
no, I hop back in every once in a while, and I do enjoy the obstacle course levels, but I really dislike a lot of the other levels.
Dude, any of the team
And-
ones is almost pretty awful.
Yeah, they're pretty bad usually. Or
Yep.
it's just, even when you win, it's still just like, okay, it's just the other team is really being stupid.
Right.
So yeah, that was Fall Guys.
Yeah, that was Fall Guys. I don't have much more to say about Fall Guys. It's
They're
a whatever battle royale game. Like, it's not terrible. It's
all
just
I gotta
not...
say about Fall Guys is they're 6 feet tall.
they are. Yeah, it's super creepy.
Yeah, they're 6 feet tall. That's canon. Or maybe it's not, but they joked about it being canon, so
Right.
it's my canon.
So now it is canon. Yeah.
Yeah. Neither one of us played Battletoads.
Nope. Looks cool. Interested to play it. Glad they brought it back. I like seeing old games like that brought back. But yeah, didn't play it.
I'm a little wary of it,
Yeah.
but yeah, it looks alright. I've heard some mixed reviews, and the art style, I'm kind of...
Yeah, I have
look
heard a lot of
bad.
mixed things on it, but yeah.
I'm nervous. I never even really... Did you ever get big into Battletoads?
No.
I never... That was a beautiful... No.
Yeah, no, definitely
Fucking
did not.
sipping it up, just...
Yeah.
No.
No.
That's how I feel about Battletoads too. It's just one of those classic IPs that I kind of wish was around, but I only kind of... I beat like the first one at some point, I think maybe with you, and I played Battletoads and Double Dragon at one point.
I never played that one. I played, Battletoads 1, I think, but yeah.
Oh dude, you should check out Battletoads and Double Dragon sometime. It's a good one.
I'm sure I'd like it. I like Double Dragon a lot, so yeah.
Talking about it's a good one, maybe? Samurai Jack Battle for Time.
Yeah, that was another samurai game that came out this year that ended up being like,
Yeah, true.
mediocre. Like, yeah,
We did joke about this being the year of the samurai before it even
did.
started.
Yep.
All the fucking samurai games.
yeah, that was weird. It came out of kind of left field. This game, like, there's no Samurai Jack anything going on beyond this, as far as I'm aware. It's neat that happened. I've not heard anything beyond like it's okay, like
Right.
review wise. Like, so I haven't picked it up. That's gonna be a real cheap purchase for me that I'm hoping just ends up becoming amazing.
Yeah, there's like honestly, this looks like another one of those, like, it should have been a PS2 era game. I'm hoping a little more polished.
Right.
But it's just like a weird random
It
game where
looks
they
like a
seem-
PS2 era game, honestly. Like, when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's PS2. Like, PS2 early 360 kind of.
Yeah, it seems like they put, like, effort into this, so I'm hoping it's a little bit more. But, yeah, I don't know. It does have, like, a cool little, like, multiple weapon system, and you gotta, like, switch between different weapon types, so you're not just using the sword all the time or anything like that, at least.
Right.
And, yeah, I don't know. I'm just somewhat interested in this. Hope it's good.
Yeah,
I haven't picked it up, and it's another waiting for a sale type thing, though. Similar to No Straight Roads. Have you heard of this?
Nope, I was just gonna say, why don't you go ahead and just tell me what this is? Yeah, what's No Straight Roads?
I don't know how to feel about No Straight Roads. No Straight Roads is like a weird musical adventure, and it's just about, like, corporatism killing the soul of music, and these, like, two guys, well, it's a girl and a guy, but these two kids trying to, like, bring music back, and so it's just, like, platform
Bring the
action
funk
levels.
back?
You bring the funk back.
Nice.
Yeah, or you're trying. And, so you're these two kids just going around trying to beat down these, like, corporate assholes, and, like, it's just got, like, cool, big musical boss battles and stuff like that. It looked interesting to me, and I've heard, yet again, mixed reviews, like most things in 2020. But, I know you like musicals and stuff, and it's got,
I do.
like,
Yeah.
every level is, like, its own musical with a different style and stuff.
I'd probably dig that game then. I probably would really dig
Yeah.
it.
It has a weird art style that's, like, I kind of like it, kind of, I'm just a little off put by it, but It's it looks interesting. I'm gonna pick it up on probably a deep sale.
Nice.
Similar to Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't know if I'll even ever pick up because they
care. They didn't care. Like, so
yeah.
Why should I?
So they made a multiplayer game with like a really interesting and somewhat intricate multiplayer system, and they just took that out and made all of that stuff single player, and the most boring multiplayer element, which was just going through dungeons together, that's the only part that stayed.
They kept that part, yep.
It's very strange.
Yeah, not sure why they decided to rip out a lot of the multiplayer content of that game. Like, just keep it. Seems like it'd almost be easier to just keep. But
yeah, you're supposed to be able to build like a city together, basically. Like you're able to build a town with your friends, but they just like took that whole aspect out. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered other than I'm just disappointed they fucked it up.
Yeah, very disappointed. Yep.
Only two more games to talk about in August. The first one is a weird one. I think I brought this to Matt's attention a little while ago. Moon Remix RPG Adventure is one of those holy grails of never translated from Japan RPGs. And really this one's an anti-RPG. You're playing as an NPC who's trying to like deal with all the shit the hero does to the NPCs who are actually living in terror of the hero of the game. And you're just trying to spread love and make everyone more understanding of everyone else and like ultimately convince the hero to just stop. Because like, I'm gonna spoil it, I don't even care, people aren't gonna play Moon RPG.
Probably not.
The deal is that, like, there was a hero, there was a dragon, he was gonna kill the town, and a hero stepped up to kill him, but he put on armor, like, the hero's armor and the hero's sword, but he fucked up, and he put on cursed armor and a cursed sword, so, like, the hero killed the dragon, saved everyone, but then just became this, like, insane version of I'm a hero, kicking indoors, grabbing stuff from people's houses, just being like, I'm here to save the day, hello. And like it turns out that the hero's like dead, and like it's just this cursed armor like walking around, and like yeah. It's a really cool game that's a little difficult to play. It's very obtuse. Like they don't explain things in game, you have to get a manual and honestly probably a walkthrough. Which is annoying.
Yeah,
but
I mean, that's a lot of
those
those old games. Like, yeah, are kind of that way.
They definitely can be.
Yep.
And then the last one, another Game of the Year game for us.
Yep.
This is a little game that you've probably never heard of or seen anything of.
Yeah, maybe one
2.
day we'll play a little bit of it, you know?
Yeah, we might show off Risk of Rain 2. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Would it even work well?
I don't think it would. Probably not. You're right.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think people would get it.
Yeah, it's really tough to comprehend.
Yeah,
but
you pick from characters like a robot who looks kind of like this guy, or an archer who looks kind of like Matt's guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This game was one of those that I picked up. Well, I got for free, but it was one of them I did want to play because I'd heard good things about and just never did. And then more towards the end of the year, we just started playing it a bunch. This is one of my this is a really great indie game. It's a top game for me in general. The characters all feel super different. The game looks great, and that soundtrack, man. It's such a weirdly awesome, just adrenaline rush / like chill out soundtrack. Like every song, I feel like I'm just pumped up and chilled out.
Real quick, you have the command thing only here. When we leave this area, it will go back to normal items.
Okay.
But yeah, Risk of Rain 2 is an amazing game. I highly recommend everybody check it out. It's just like a classic game. I don't know if that even makes sense, but it's just it plays well. It's simple in concept. It's easy to pick up, harder to master. There's a lot of different characters to play around with. Each character plays differently. There's a limited amount of worlds, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, that's true.
But they are adding more content to this game later too, so I'm curious to see what they're gonna add. It's just a really amazing experience, and if you've heard any of the music in the background, then yeah, I completely agree with Matt. This is one of the best soundtracks I've ever had, like, experienced in a game, honestly.
Yeah, I found myself just listening to this, like, without, like, just putting the soundtrack on, like...
Absolutely. So I think that's the end of August.
Yeah, that's it for August.
Okay.
Moves us right on into September. Yep.
Let's see, I'm just looking over the list real quick. Ooh, September had some real ups and downs. Alright, we'll start with a real low down. Spellbreak is a liar.
Yeah, it's a liar game. There's just points because it's like cool idea. Like, it's a cool little battle royale with magic is the weapon instead of like picking up guns and stuff, and you can pick up different magics to combine them, and I thought that was super neat. Some questing to do, which it's basic and whatever, but it's still like stuff, and I thought that was cool too, until we found out that it's lies, just all lies. So
yeah, I was I was actually kind of hyped for this game. I brought it to the boys' attention because I was like, oh cool, like a magic-based battle royale, and you have like in each hand a different type of magic, and you can combine them, and then your teammates can have two different magics, and you can combine those, and you can like your opponents can use magic, and then if you know how to do it well, you can like turn their own shit against them. Like, really cool ideas. And the gameplay is alright. It's an indie, you know, like the battle royale, so there's going to be issues with it in that regard. But
yeah, then we were looking at the queue, and it's like weird. We went from like 2, 3, 15 players to 30, like in a few seconds. Strange. The boy looked it up. My boy Adam there, and yeah, they just added stuff via bots. They're just bots. Yeah, it's littered throughout. Which is really... They should just let you know, honestly. That would have been the best way to handle that. It's just like, yeah, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, I was getting to that. I was just gonna say that, like, the game itself plays pretty well, but just, it, like, they just knew that... it wasn't gonna last, and so they kind of made it so that they hide the fact that the bots are bots. Like in a lot of games, like in Rocket Arena, it's like boom to win, blast ya. Like
right,
those are their names.
Know.
Like it's
you should know.
Yeah, we should have known.
We should have. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that they're fakers, and so but they don't tell you, and that's the part that like really upsets me about that game, and the fact that it just is dead already, and there's just no one really playing it, and they need to have bots. Because, yeah, it goes from 17 people ready, and then just jumps up to 40, and at first I was like, is that another lobby combining?
Right.
No, it's not. So Spellbreak's kind of a disappointment. Speaking of disappointments, my game of the year, Marvel's Avengers.
Oh, for sure.
Only because I'm such a big fan of 5 Gum. The only gum that'll get you there.
That'll get you there.
That's what they're saying, right? Fuck, I should have asked, I guess. I fucked up. I just kind of am hoping they'll sponsor me afterwards, 5 Gum and Marvel's Avengers.
Right, both, yeah.
Yeah. Marvel's Avengers is a fucking travesty.
Yeah, it's a train wreck of a thing that shouldn't be a train wreck. It should be amazing. Like, it should be really cool.
The fucked up part is that it simultaneously should not be a train wreck, and there is no way it was never not going to be a train wreck, just looking at it. Like, holy crap, man.
The characters play good. Let's do the positive first. All the characters, besides Hulk, play very much like I would expect them to play. I'm like, oh yeah,
and
I feel
Hulk
like
plays
Captain
like
America.
I expect him to. He just doesn't feel
he
like
doesn't
he's
have the
the
power.
Hulk.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the power that should be behind the Hulk. But he does play style-wise play like the Hulk would.
Yeah, they just need to boost his attacks by like 4 or 5.
Or defense, either way. Like, either way, just,
just all of it.
Yeah.
Hulk shouldn't be playable in a fair game.
Yeah, he really shouldn't. I mean, because he's not. He's not a fair character. Yeah.
No.
But yeah, like, I mean, that's the only thing I can say bad about the characters. Otherwise, they all play really cool. Like, Captain America is the one that really sold me on it during the demo, because I was playing him and I was like, oh my gosh, dude, Captain America is so fun to play as. But then I started playing as all of them, and they all are really very fun to play as.
Surprisingly, the fisticuff ones are, like, Black Widow and Captain America both are incredibly fun to play as. Yep. But Iron Man's really fun to play around with his different artillery. Yep. Hulk, once you get his, like, counter roar down, is pretty fun.
Yeah, you can get him to be good, yeah.
But even then, he just doesn't do enough damage, but, like, he's still fun to play as, I feel.
Yep.
And, who's the other character? Thor. Thor is really cool. I forgot about him because they don't put him in the fucking story at all.
Barely at all, yeah. They're just like, hey, he's here now.
Yeah, Thor's really cool too. You go with his cool, like, Odin Force thing where you charge him up, and then he can, like, do extra damage.
You throw that hammer, and you can call it back to you to hit an enemy from behind, like, neat.
But the problem with Marvel's Avengers is there's, like, 15 rooms and 5 objective types, and you just do it over and over and over again. And it's a looter shooter without loot worth finding.
Yeah, it's all, and like, all of it's just like, oh, look, here's a 17 rib cages for Hulk to make him slightly better. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, you never feel, like, excited to get any of the loot. You're not like, oh my gosh,
and there's nothing to loot for.
Yeah.
Like, there's no dungeon at the end. I mean, there's a Mega Gauntlet, but it's just grinding through the same crap.
Right. Yeah, and
it's just 40 levels of the same stuff that you've already done individually.
The story starts off really great. Really great. As one of the best, like, just, like, wholesome little, like, the Avengers, Kamala Khan. This game turned, like, I didn't know much about her, like, but, like, made me just, like, real interested to, like, look up stuff about her and want to read some comics.
I didn't care about Miss Marvel at all before this game. I was just like, she's fine, I don't care.
Yep. So it did do good on that for me. I was like, oh my gosh, like...
Yeah, as the reigning fanboy of Marvel.
Yeah.
She's wholesome and adorable, and they did a great job of introing the game in that intro mission. Yeah. But after that, it quickly falls apart. And a lot of people stand by that the story's really good. I think the story's pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's not great. I mean, it's just like...
It's the best part.
Yeah, it's the best part. I think that's why people stand by it so hard, is that it's the best part.
Right.
Because, when you really go through that story, it's a lot of just like, oh, okay. Like, I guess that's how this is going to go down, but okay.
I don't have anything against MODOK either, but the fact that MODOK is the main villain and there's only 2 completely unrelated villains, I guess Monica, too, is technically a super villain.
I mean, technically she's the main villain. Like,
I know.
she has more content than MODOK does. So.
Yeah, well, no, but I mean, MODOK's the final boss.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. That is true. He is the final boss.
But yeah, Monica does survive it.
Yeah, and it just goes on to, like, be the villain.
So after the story mode, you go into Avengers Initiative, and all it is, the reason it's the same content is because AIM is looking into cloning. Right. And so that's their excuse for just unendingly doing the same thing over and over again and expecting you to just fucking suck it up.
Yeah, just keep it on. Yeah, what do we got boss-wise? We got MODOK, we got Abomination,
Monica,
we got Taskmaster, we got Monica in a mech suit.
Yeah,
we got...
But my favorite, the biggest threat to the Avengers of all time, Plane and Tank.
And Tank, Plane and Tank.
Yeah.
Tank, by the way, is one of my favorite bosses in Resident Evil 6 as well. I really love Tank when he pops up as a boss.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always a favorite
Tank
for me. Yeah.
In Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, Tank for Left 4 Dead's always good. Yeah.
Tanks. It's just a shame, man, because the thing... We're going to do a whole thing about it later, so I'm not going to get too far into it. But just... They never should have done what they did with Marvel's Avengers. It made no sense from the get-go. They clearly had no direction. They clearly had like 7 different directions they were all trying to go in.
Yeah, you can tell that that's a game where a lot of teams were not communicating with each other, or like just split up, and they're like, you're going to work on this thing separately from the guys that are going to make the characters. Like,
yes. And I think that's the main reason why the characters feel so good. It was because that was the only thing left that the people making the fucking game were actually passionate about. Because they were like, I want to make a good Black... We're never going to get a Black Widow game. Let's make a great Black Widow experience. And they succeeded at that. It just sucks that all she has to do is run around the same 5 rooms, beating up the same 6 robots. Game of the Year, Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah, Game of the Year, Marvel's Avengers. Great.
Couple quick mentions here. We'll just get all the quick mentions out of the way real fast.
Yeah.
BPM, bullets per minute. It's like Doom, the rhythm shooter.
You showed me that. Super cool. Yeah, I'm excited about that now.
Yeah, it looks cool if you're into like high octane type games. Spelunky 2, sequel to one of the best roguelike platformers of all time.
Yep.
Sounds like it's even better than the first. I love Spelunky. I just haven't picked up Spelunky 2 yet.
Yeah, never beat Spelunky. Had a good time with the actual game though, and yeah, I want to pick up 2 eventually.
Yeah, I never beat Spelunky either. It's a
it's a bitch.
I don't know. Yeah. And then 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim is a bizarre... Okay, it's a visual novel mixed with like a mech strategy game, and me saying that doesn't sell you on anything really.
Yep.
But every single person who talks about it is like, that's all I can say to describe it, but it's amazing.
Yeah,
like, I cannot sell it to you, but this is one of the best games I've ever played.
It sucks because that's all I've heard about it too. Recently, both 2 of the former 2 best friends play guys, Wooly and Pat, both who had hated on it before because he was just like, this looks stupid. Both were just like, yeah, I played it. I'm stupid. This is amazing. Like, but I can't sell you on it because just watching it or just telling you about it doesn't do it justice. So it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just gonna have to bite the bullet and pick it up eventually.
And the most exciting quick bit, Kirby Fighters 2.
Yeah, Kirby Fighters 2.
Just Smash Bros. With just Kirby forms.
Which is what we all wanted, really, ever.
I'm legitimately interested in this game, but just for $5, maybe.
Yeah, for cheap. Yeah, it's too much money, right? Every time I see it, I'm like, yeah, I could pick that up once it goes on sale. But it's a Nintendo game, which is also worrying, because Nintendo hates doing sales on its own games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, $20 for just a smaller Smash clone is a bizarre show. Made by the Smash studio, it's very fucking bizarre. I don't understand, but it doesn't look bad at all.
Yeah, it does not look bad. It's just weird
cute.
that this is a thing that they decided to do for that amount of cash. Like, it should have been a blip thing, like maybe even a free thing. Honestly, just like, yeah, here
free
you guys
with
go.
Some paid character
yeah, with
something.
some paid stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't go about that route. I'm not gonna have too much to say about Super Mario 3D All-Stars. So, fuck Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, seriously though, with that, yeah, I'll say just a little bit about it. Just exactly that though. Like, just fuck Nintendo for this. Like, I got it because I'm one of the, I just
Same.
like I didn't want it to not. I didn't want to not be able to get it later. Basically.
I've been really wanting to play Sunshine for like the last 2-3 years.
And Sunshine's one of my favorite Mario games, and I was like, that's cool. This is a good excuse to play it. And Galaxy is honestly one of my top ones as well. But I think it's stupid, really beyond stupid, that Galaxy 2 didn't make it in. I think it's even stupider that they refused to acknowledge its existence. Weirdly, like,
it's very strange.
Yeah, it's
but not
like
really because they used Super Mario Galaxy 2 art for like some of the pins and stuff.
Right. So that was all strange, and then it's another one of those just, well, better get it because we're doing a limited release until March, and then we're just gonna be done with it because it's an event, it's a celebration. So that's why.
Yeah, it really sucks. It's a real bummer they went about it that way. I wish they could have lazed it up this much. Still, I would have hated it. I wish they wouldn't have. But if they had, they at least could just be like, here's just a quick port job for the 35th because it's the 35th, who gives a fuck. If they would have taken that approach, it would have been so much better than like, we're celebrating the 35th anniversary with a limited time, no. This doesn't make any sense. It's just, don't make any more copies, but just sell digitally.
Yeah, just sell digitally then. Like, that's fine. Yeah, physical release only is limited release, but digitally, here you guys go. Like,
Yeah.
don't
No
see
reason.
why that'd be an issue. Like,
That's the plus side.
Can't imagine that would cost much money for them. Can only imagine they'd make more money off it later when other Switch owners who haven't bought the Switches later on get them. Like, and like, oh yeah,
Right.
Mario Collection. That's kind of cool. Like,
Quick aside, that's my main problem with digital gaming. If it was just, I just knew it was always available and they wouldn't fuck with it ever, it'd be fine. But like between this and like delisting stuff on the 3DS without warning,
Right.
that's why I don't like digital gaming. It's really irritating.
It's really scary, is what it is. It's just like, oh
Yeah, because you're just licensing out the right to use it while it's available. No. Just let me down. It's just a piece of data that I want to fucking play. If I want to play it when I'm like 95, let me do that.
right.
Anyway, that's Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Great games, by the way. All three of them worth playing, fun times. 64 is the least great, in my opinion, but I mean, it's still an achievement.
It's the first 3D Mario game,
And it's not bad at all.
Can't take it away, and it's not a bad time. Yeah.
Well, never mind. It can be a bad time. Fuck. Not Rainbow Road. The flight one?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Towards the end
what
where
you're
you're on like
talking
a
about.
dumb carpet. I just hate that goddamn level. But most of the early, especially early in that game, it's really good. And finally, I'll talk about it towards the end when we talk about our couple individual favorites, but Hades was one of my game of the years.
I actually
didn't
did
play it.
I did play it, actually, a little bit of it.
Oh, cool, win.
Yeah, I played it a little bit of it right before we started even like talking about doing this, just because I wanted to have a little bit of taste of it.
Nice.
So like, yeah, I didn't feel comfortable making it one of my game of years, only because I did just take a bite out of it. But I did, from what I've played, I've had a really great time with it. I think the characters in that game are freaking amazing. Like,
Okay. But yeah, I'll talk about that at the end, and we can get more into it then. But yeah, Hades, one of my game of the years. Which brings us to Spooktober, of course.
yeah.
Which, I think we had a pretty low-key Spooktober, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, we had a low-key Spooktober. It wasn't bad, though.
Yeah. Resident Evil 5 does not hold up, though, fun fact.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
doesn't.
That made me really sad in my heart, because it was a really good childhood memory for both of us. Well, teenager memory.
Yeah.
But,
Well, it was
like,
one of those games we, like, kind of bonded over.
yeah, it really was.
And the first half was pretty good still, but
the second half,
awkward and bad.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It totally falls apart. But that game didn't release this year. We're just talking about it because we happened to play it during Spooktober, and Spooktober's a fun time for us.
It was, yeah. But, so I guess Super Mario 35, that's going to be one of those that I'm going to talk about. That's one of my game of the years, so I'll talk about that more at the end as well. Get more in depth with that one.
Yeah, I haven't played this yet, just kind of, I think mainly out of spite, because I'm just irritated at it. And I'm going to play it before it goes away, but it just bums me out.
That's one of the ones, though, that, it's going to go away in March. That's what they're doing, so. Really cool.
Another game that I've heard good things about, I just don't want to pay full price for it, Crash 4.
Yep.
It is about time. Like, honestly, that subtitle, that kind of sums up everything, and I hope it eventually leads to a new Spyro game.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, no, Crash 4, I'm in the same boat with it. The cost of it, I just couldn't justify price-wise, but I do want to do it.
Yeah, it's too short of an experience for $60. Even if it's excellent, and I've heard it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'm also not the biggest Crash fan, so.
Yeah, I did play a ton of Warped when I was a kid, but yeah, I'm not like a super big Crash fan either.
More of these guys. This is the magma worm of tonight.
Yeah, guess that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of It's About Time, Star Wars Squadrons.
Ooh, another massive disappointment for me this year.
It's about time to turn your console off.
Right. Yeah, so Star Wars Squadrons, that game I got actually stupidly excited for again. Just like, yeah, this is gonna be good. I've been waiting for my favorite mode in Battlefront 2 is the Starfighter thing. This is gonna be fun. And then I started playing it, and at first I was just like, yeah, maybe it's just because it's not, Battlefront 2 Starfighter. And I think a little bit of it's that. I think a lot of bit of it for me, though, is that it is a VR game. Like, it's made for VR. I think it probably would be a lot more fun in VR. But a lot of the control... I don't ever feel like I'm going, like, fast through space or, like... high intensity like fight or anything. I feel like I'm like kind of floating and like aiming at shit, and then I'm getting shot down. And I'm not good at the game, so maybe that's what it is. But
yeah, that's definitely a part of it. But it doesn't push you to get better because it's not enjoyable.
That's the thing, is I just don't feel like I care enough to get better. I did beat the story mode. That was the most generic thing possibly they could create. It literally is just bad guy turns good, and then his protege is mad, and at the end of it, nobody kills anybody because they want to make sure that the bad guys and the good guys team stay intact, so they're just both fully alive. Nothing happens at all. Like, it ends with just a status quo of just, yep, we didn't do anything. We accomplished nothing, guys. But they pretend like both of you accomplished a lot, so... Yeah.
The bosses are way up over here.
Great.
Yeah, we gotta come up this tree to get to them. Anyway, I feel kind of bad because I feel like I was the one who was like, "Hey guys, let's get to squadrons," because I was hyped for it too, because we both me and Matt especially were big fans of Battlefront 2's Starfighter mode. I think Battlefront 2 is a pretty good game, especially now, at the end of the road. Oh god. But, so I was just kind of hoping that they were going to branch off and make their own Starfighter game. We were talking about that the whole time we played Battlefront 2, how cool that would be. And they did it, we thought. But really, like you said, they just made a VR game and made it not playable on not VR. And you could feel that, and that is a very bad feeling.
It is, yeah, it just is not great. Like, it's, oh, this was not meant for this. Okay.
Yeah. In a bad way.
Yeah, in a very bad way.
Yeah, and like you said, the story, I liked it more than you, and I can't bother to finish it. I know you did it mainly for, like, storage reasons, because it's on PS5 for you, and you don't have an external anymore, because they're assholes about that.
Let it work, yeah.
Yeah, but, very big disappointment for me. Another big disappointment, Torchlight 3, I just wanted to throw up here, because I like Torchlight 1, I played through Torchlight 2, and it was a big step down, and from what I've heard, Torchlight 3 is an even bigger step down.
That does suck. I've not played any of that series. I wanted to get into it, but yeah.
It's another Diablo-like bullshit series. It doesn't matter at all. You played Diablo 3, you played a other version of it, and I don't even care for Diablo 3 much.
Right.
Did you get to play Mario Kart Live Home Circuit at all?
No, I have it, but I haven't gotten to play it. They look good. I can tell you that the carts themselves look pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
The signs are made out of just crashed cardboard, which kind of disappointed me a little bit. But
oh, from the makers of the Labo?
Yeah, from the makers of the Labo. Yep. But yeah, I mean, it looks neat. It's a neat idea. I think that it's a really cool idea. I can't wait to break it out with my kid and play it.
Yeah. For my standard I hate capitalist reasons, I kind of hate it. Because the whole existence predicates on this, like, false idea that people all have enough space for this kind of thing.
Right.
Which, like, I don't have enough space for it. I don't know a lot of people who have enough space for it, and even if they did, they'd still have to rearrange their whole house for it.
Oh, and I will mention something that is confusing about it. I actually talked to a mom about this because she was trying to figure it out, and the store person didn't know either. It doesn't come with a game.
Yeah, you have to download it.
You download it via the eShop, but there's no actual game inside, like no physical version of this.
No.
Anywhere.
Other than the physicality of it.
Right, other than it actually being physical, which was weird to me, because Labo does physical copies of it, so it's kind of strange.
Oh, it's a physical game?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that was an app too. Huh.
Nope, that's a physical cartridge. It is for each one. So I have two of the Labo sets, the first one and the second one, and they both have separate carts even.
Well, I mean, that makes sense, but...
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so I thought it was weird that this one, they decided just to not do it that way. But I guess it's probably one of those, well, it's a Mario Celebration thing, so... it's gonna go soon.
It might, I don't know. I mean, it's not part of that, but...
No, I know it's not, but yeah.
It is like a weird Mario product, so it might just like vanish after a little bit.
I mean, yeah, it could.
Are you shooting this guy at all, man?
I'm totally dead.
Oh, I did not know that. That's why this is taking so fucking long. Cool. Most of what's left is some quick mentions. Holy fuck, this is a lot of things. So let's just run down. Disc Room is like a fun little indie game. It looks like a top-down Meat Boy. You're a dude in a science lab with a bunch of discs, and it's like a puzzle, run around, don't get hit by discs, like saw blade discs type thing.
Yeah, that's important to mention. Saw blade discs.
Yeah. Transformers Battlegrounds is a turn-based strategy Transformers game.
Yep.
That looks very basic, but kind of neat. I don't have any interest in it because I don't like Transformers, but I'm most interested in something like this.
Yeah, they did this. I don't know what month this came out, so I guess I'll just break it for this. But they did a G.I. Joe version of this as well that I was kind of interested in. Just because G.I. Joe, this would be the most interested I would be is in this kind of game via that way.
Well, the G.I. Joe game was very bad, and this one was alright.
I've heard
that
it is, yeah.
I don't know anything about the G.I. Joe. I don't care about G.I. Joe. I think G.I. Joe is stupid.
So I used to have the comics, like the actual like books, and they were pretty good. I liked the comic books.
Yeah, I get you. For me, I just was like, why would I give a fuck about army men? That's just a job.
Right.
Like it was like I was like I don't want to watch like a super cop show. Like that's just like a super nurse. I don't care about a super nurse. Like, yeah, I don't know. So I never really got into like the G.I. Joe kind of thing at all. I never got into Transformers either. It just kind of was stupid. I did like Beast Wars and I think Armada it was called.
Oh yeah.
It was like the CGI one on Toonami. Those are the only two Transformers shows I've really got into. Hated the movies.
Yeah.
I left during the second movie.
It's amazing. There's a lot of movies out now too for that.
Yeah, there's like 6. I've heard Bumblebee's okay. I might check out Bumblebee eventually.
I've heard Bumblebee's okay, and I've been interested just to check it out to see if that's verifiably true, like, or not. But yeah.
Ghost Runner is a high-energy, like, action game where you're constantly on the move. Everything is a one-hit kill. Everything you do is a one-hit kill, and you just run through, like, cyber ninja levels, killing guys, and it's just like a high-skill type action game that looks really fun. Did Matt disappear?
Nope. I've never heard of it. I got nothing to say about Ghost Runner. I ghosted on out of that one.
He ghosted. Yeah. Cool. Part-Time UFO is a weird mobile game back in the day that then got ported to Switch for money, and it's made by HAL Labs.
Yep. I saw that. Was kind of interested in it, but yeah, if there's a phone version that's free, I'd probably just pick that up instead.
I think it's free, not 100% because I don't care about phone games.
Yeah, but HAL Labs, I mean, I'm more interested. I'm more apt to play a phone game that's made by somebody I know. Like
the whole thing is you're a UFO like stacking stuff. And that's what it is. Or you have to like grab stuff and gather it together. You're a part-time UFO worker.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Pikmin 3 Deluxe is just yet another pile of like I'm kind of interested.
Yeah.
Kind of add some new stuff, but I
irritatingly
on
like
Wii U.
picks at my brain because I'm like, should I? I mean, it's got extra stuff, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about it. Pikmin's excellent. I've heard Pikmin 3 is great. I haven't played it yet, but I love 1 and 2.
Pikmin series is amazing. Yeah, 1 and 2 were great. I own 3, haven't played it. I'm irritated the deluxe version came out. I don't believe I'll pick it up, but who knows? Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, it just has like a little bit of an Olimar thing, so I'm not too... Maybe.
It'd have to go on sale. It's one of those, like, it'd have to go on a real good sale. And
yeah,
it's
more
Nintendo
than the $20
game, so.
off they usually do.
Yeah.
So the last thing for October then was just No More Heroes was re-released.
1 and 2.
I know this is one of...
So good.
Yeah. I know that Matt loves that series, and I finally played through No More Heroes, which he challenged me to beat, like, almost a decade ago.
Yeah, literally almost 10 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, finally got around to it, and it was alright.
Yeah, I'm fine with you saying that because, like, I can understand that. I love Suda 51, so I got like nothing bad. I can say that lots of his games are this way, where they're all right.
Very
but,
interesting.
Yeah,
And a lot of cool little things, but overall, there's a lot of jank and
Yep.
just kind of shit dragging it down.
and a lot of the time he put that there is the thing. A lot
Yeah.
of it is like he did that because he wanted to artistically, like for the game, like the shitty open world one with nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like a statement on open world games, which is fine and fun for like a minute. It's not so fun to just have to be forced to run around a vapid nothing fucking area, like
Yeah.
just for the sake of, yeah, isn't this fucking stupid? You're like, yeah, dude, it is.
Yeah, incredibly.
Don't want to be here. But yeah, I do love No More Heroes. I'm super excited that No More Heroes 3 is coming out. Yeah, Travis Strikes Again. I picked that up when it came out, and it's not great, but I had a good time with it just because there's more No More Heroes stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
And
happy
I
that they
do-
finally did port them. Like,
Wrong. I do think Travis Touchdown belongs in Smash.
oh, he needs to
And
be. Yeah, yep.
And I do think that the games are worth looking into. At least one. I haven't played 2 yet.
Oh, two's
and
better. Two's much better.
I've heard 2's better, but I haven't played it, so that's good.
Yeah,
And,
it does away with the stupid open world, which makes things just so much better. Like,
Yeah, because the worst part of that game was when you were grinding for money, and then you had to go to the workplace to pick the job up, and then drive to the job, and then it didn't warp you back to the job place. But some
Right.
of them did warp you back to the job place, so most of the time you had to walk back, but sometimes it was just like, no, we know you want to go here.
but you're not. Yeah, like,
Yeah. So it was never, it only took like, it was a pretty standard action game length, like it didn't drag or anything. I'd recommend it for people to check out. Oh, we should have gone through the Celestial one. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. We just obliterated ourselves. That's it for October.
yep.
Finally getting to the final bits.
November.
Here, let's just... Yeah, November. Obviously the biggest thing that happened was the new systems released.
Right.
How's that PS5?
So I enjoyed. So this is the deal: is nothing good, nothing amazing came out for it. So like,
Oh,
it's
okay.
not
Well, I'm
that
talking about
like
the system. I'm not talking about the games.
yeah. So that's kind of where I am with the system. So the system itself is pretty cool. The only biggest downside I have is that I can't hook my fucking external hard drive up to it, and I am sorry, trying not to curse as much, but that does really make me
No.
upset because it's a nice hard drive and it's nice to be able to have all my games. And then they were just like, yeah, it's gonna brick your system if you keep trying to use it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I won't. Guess I'll go back down to being able to only have 6 games at a time because your games are still so massive.
Yeah.
But alright, thanks for not giving me 2 terabytes worth of just space out the gate. You should have. Makes no sense that I don't have that at this point in this point in gaming with the size of some of these games. They should just give you 2 terabytes as base. Boom, there's 2. Like, there you go. But I do like the controller a lot. I can't ever say the word, but it's like haptic feedback or something like that.
Haptic?
Yeah. What is it?
Yeah, haptic.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, like
Oh, cool.
like happen and tick, like tick, haptic.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, haptic feedback.
Yeah, you're good.
In the controller feels really good when you're playing different games. Like in Astro's Playground, like you can like draw like a bow back, and it actually like feels like you're like taking the effort to like pull the bow backwards. I'm dead, by the way, just heads up. In like
already?
Call of Duty and stuff, like when you're shooting, it feels like you're actually firing, not like you're pulling the trigger. It's cool, like it's neat. The controller also vibrates in different ways. Like again, Astro was the tech demo for this, so it's just easier to talk about it. So I guess kind of 2 birds, 1 stone a little bit. But
okay, sure.
yeah, sorry. It's hard to talk about the system without the cool things about this controller without talking about the game. But in that game, there's like rainy bits, and it actually feels like the controller will vibrate in tiny different sections of the thing, and it actually feels like rain is hitting the controller. It's super neat. I do like the new streaming thing for this is that instead of having to have like the voice chat always popped up to see when people are talking, it'll pop up in the corner as people are talking to you. So it's not needed to be constantly like seen. You can just like do that. And oh, another thing I guess I didn't like about it, I can't create folders, which is a bummer. That's a con for me. I like to create folders to put the games in, but I guess I can't put enough games in here to make the folders happen anyway, so...
Yeah, that is true. Right on. Before we get into the PS5 and like new stuff though, let's just glance over the quick mentions.
Yep.
I have no experience with the new consoles. They look neat. They're very low priority for me. I don't like getting stuff at launch anyway, and like you said, there's not a lot of games out yet to even justify it. So
right.
I'm just kind of chilling on it. But just little releases. It's crazy to me that Destiny 2 is still as relevant as it is when it feels so irrelevant to me. Like, they came out with a new DLC, Beyond Light, and just, like, they took out the whole base game, basically. Like, the whole base game's, like, gone.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Destiny 2 is just... I don't even really care about it, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit of shit about Destiny 2, I guess.
I'm always down to talk a tiny bit of shit about Destiny 2, that is...
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's weird. It's a weird game as it's evolved over time. It's strange to me that they decided to do a Disney Vault route with their, like, older content. Just like, yep, we're putting it away for a bit. Is strange. I don't even know how the main story will work. If, like, you can still, like, without being able to access those worlds, would you even do it? Or would it just pop up for that?
No, they vaulted all that content.
No, so yeah, you just can't play the main story then, currently.
Well, no, the main story is just different now.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I haven't played it because I don't like the game enough to care, but I don't know. It's just a weird thing. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, Rhythm Kingdom Hearts game. About time? Like, that game has some good music.
A ton of good music, so yeah, it is kind of about time, especially with Theater Rhythm, like, having come out on the 3DS, like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if how it plays, if it's like Theater Rhythm at all, but Theater Rhythm is fantastic, and I'm still pissed we didn't get Dragon Quest Theater Rhythm, Square, you fucking assholes. I love me some Dragon Quest music.
Could still happen. We got Kingdom Hearts now.
Bro, maybe. I doubt it.
Yeah, maybe it'll be the new Switch release. Who knows? Who knows?
It could be.
Keep that hope burning. Keep that hope burning. Tiny, tiny ember.
But it burns.
Yeah.
Hyrule Warrior: Age of Calamity came out too. I don't think either of us really care.
Nope. Yeah, I minorly thought about picking it up and just didn't because I was like, yeah, I actually don't care that much though.
I like the gameplay kinda, so I'm like interested in that regard, but I just don't give a fuck about Breath of the Wild as a world. I don't understand what's so appealing about it to so many people.
So here's the thing that's weird about, so I actually happen to like Dynasty Warriors games, not like enough to buy like all of them or any of that, but I played a few and I actually had a pretty decent time when I'm playing them. I liked Hyrule Warriors a lot. My main issue is it drops the characters in that, and then just like makes it all Breath of the Wild, and it's just like, do I care about Breath of the Wild? No. Like, I don't really care about the Calamity War or anything that happened. Like, I just don't. Like, there's not enough to draw me into that.
And I'm glad there's people out there who got, like, they enjoy the story and characters of Breath of the Wild, but I just don't
they got something
or care
they wanted,
or know about them at all. I don't know. I would much rather just have a big, massive celebration of Zelda like Hyrule Warriors 1 was.
Right.
That felt justified. And this it seems like it's just going to be way more limited.
Yeah, no, it's just going to be, there's not enough characters in there. They've created some, which is fine, but like, it was mostly original characters from Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I know, I've heard that. Yeah, they did try and travel to, get a few more.
Yeah, but also just like, they just had some of the professors but young and stuff.
That makes sense.
Because some of the people in Breath of the Wild were like 100 years old.
Super old, yeah.
Yeah. What else do we get? Oh, weird DLC for Mortal Kombat 11, much like double after the fact now.
Yep, double after the fact now.
That's bizarre to me, man. Like, I hate fighting games currently, like how the DLC practices are, and I get it.
Super frustrating to me because I really like fighting games, and then they do this.
Yeah.
It like makes games like I haven't picked up basically any of the DLC beyond the season pass, the first season pass for this game, and now there's 2 more DLC season packs to pick up. Freaking
yeah.
DBZ Fighters has got like 100. It's just intimidating just to look at this point, and like a bunch of different ones. Tekken I own, but there's like 2-3 season passes out for it. Like, just like, oh wow, that's a lot,
they're
man.
all like this now, and they're all like $20 for like 6 characters. But the base game is like $60 for like 2 or 3 times. I guess that's fair. I don't know.
It's fairish, but I understand it in that it does keep a game going as opposed to releasing like several. You can just release the one. I do get that. I've started to kind of appreciate Street Fighter only for they've just made one game for the entire system. Like now, Street Fighter 4 was all 360 era. Street Fighter 5 was all PS4 era. So hopefully, so I'm almost okay with that as long as it's just honestly all the way through.
I've been arguing that Nintendo do that for like Smash, just like release Smash Bros on the next console and then have various ways to get characters. Like I think that'd be cool. That's a totally like tangent off topic thing, kind of. But
yeah.
Like,
so I'm okay with that if Mortal Kombat is gonna do it that way. Like if they're just from here on out, they're just gonna release one per system, like and then just But they haven't, is the thing. And so it's just like, oh, okay. So what are we doing? Like, especially on 11, this is the one we're going to do this for. 11.
Yeah, and I didn't like 11 very much. It feels a lot worse.
A lot worse than X, yeah.
I'm in like a kind of similar situation. Did not pick it up at launch, but I did pick it up when Aftermath came out because I thought that was the end of it. And so I was like, okay, cool, I'll just get Aftermath. And then they announced more DLC, including fucking Rambo. Like, what even
Rambo?
is that?
Who asked for that?
It's very confusing to me.
It's fine, but who asked for it? Nobody. Like,
yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, then last quick mention, I guess, is going to be World of Warcraft Shadowlands. All I have to say about this is it's the newest DLC for World of Warcraft, and somehow it became the top-selling PC game of all time. This DLC. Like, fastest-selling, I should say. It's just, that's bizarre to me. Like, I know World of Warcraft's big and all, but, like...
Yep.
It is 2021 now. Like, how are you selling the expansions at that fat? Like, good job, good on you, Blizzard. You made a really addicting piece of shit.
Right.
So I guess we can just go to the next gen games then, starting at Astros. You already kind of talked about. If you want to just walk through whatever played, and I can fill in whatever else I know.
So yeah, Astro's Playland's a pack-in game for the PS5. It's basically a tech demo for the controller, really. It shows off some cool stuff. It's like a weird tech demo / like PlayStation fanboy like celebration because it like has a bunch of little Astros and they're like if you like you can find like hidden ones like there's Cloud Astro and like stuff like that. They're like doing little like cutesy things. And there's all the way from like Final Fantasy to Sly Cooper to all that. There's like little nods towards everything. And their systems. Like, it's just one big celebration of PlayStation as you're going through it. It's a really decent-ish platformer, surprisingly. Like, it doesn't... It like, plays really good. It's super fun. It's short, very short game, but it shows off the stuff that the controller can do. That's mostly what I was talking about when I was doing the PlayStation stuff. It shows off a ton of different stuff the controller can do, which is really neat. Well, for Blue Magnaworm, great.
He's what killed me. He has like a big electrical burst attack. Watch out.
But yeah, I mean that's that game. It's just a short, sweet little like nod to PlayStation like stuff. And yeah, he murdered me too.
There we go.
And yeah, it's free. Comes in for free.
This month.
We got Bug Snacks next, which is also a game that came out for free that same month. Is the PlayStation Plus exclusive for that. Bugsnax is super weird. It's a weird game. So it's cutesy. It's got like a lot of cutesy characters. The bug snacks you catch are cutesy. It's got a lot of like weird stuff in it though. Like the content, the stuff that people talk about is for adults. Like it's just like more adult content than it is kidsy. It's in a weird middle ground of like not really sure who this was made for. But it is a good-ish time. It's not, I don't know, it's not super great. The way you catch bug snacks and the amount of them are more like, oh, there's this fry bug snack, and there's this fry bug snack that's spicy, and there's this fried bug snack that's made of sweet potatoes, kind of thing. And it's like, oh, so there's a bunch of them, but a lot of them are duplicates. Yeah, exactly. But the world itself is fine. I got spoiled on the ending of it, and that's intensely weird. But yeah, it's a weird, fine time for. It's a good time for it to come out, though. I think where there's not a lot to play.
Yeah, it looked. Both those games are really interesting little games. I'm interested in checking out when I get the chance.
Demon Souls is one of my games of the year. I don't know if we want to get super into that right now, but it is a really good remake.
We're doing a separate game of the year at the end.
We could just do, where are we at? I mean, that's really all I've played on this list. Godfall I haven't played. It looks fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Godfall looks like shit. Like it just looks like the most generic piece of shit action game with like no point to playing it. It's like Marvel's without even an IP. I just want to talk shit about it. That's why it's on here. The Pathless is made by the team who made Abzu, and it's just like a fun, feel-good relaxation, like explore this world type game, but with more action, which is cool because Abzu and Journey both not made by the same people, but very similar games. Kind of bored me after a while. Sackboy: A Big Adventure is just a surprisingly good like co-op platformer game. Like it's a standard platformer. It's not the normal like bullshit Little Big Planet platformer.
Yeah, the floaty kind of shitty platformer. Yeah.
And it just looks really good to me. I haven't picked it up, but it's on PS4 and PS5. Same with Spider-Man Miles Morales, which just looks like a big, decent, chunky expansion pack for Spider-Man. I haven't picked it up yet either, but I like Spider-Man a lot, and I'm excited to get this whenever I get around to it.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't pick this one up, because it is one of the relaunch titles I was interested in, because I was like, well, there's not a bunch. It was basically Demon Souls, Sackboy, and Spider-Man, is mainly because I haven't beaten the regular Spider-Man. I was like, well, there's not really a point. And the cost on that was just, the way they were explaining it was weird when it first came out, and like the cost on it's strange, like... but it does look fun, and I'm down to dick around as Miles Morales, so...
What was strange about the pricing? It's $40 or $50 depending on the system you get it on.
It's not for me. It's $50 or $70 depending on the system I buy it on. Well, depending on
it's $40 on PS4 and it's $50 on PS5, or you can pay $70 to get Marvel Spider-Man with it, but you already own that.
Right, but I guess it's weird to me because I feel like that's too much for that type of game. I don't think that's got to. I don't know. Like, it just feels a bit too much for me. I'm like, dude, that's a lot of money for an expansion. Like, fucking $50? No, I'm not going to pay basically an old game, like, old normal game price for an expansion on a thing. 20, 30 maybe, but not that.
No, I 100% agree. I'm not saying that. I was just asking what's weird about it. Like
that's what's weird about it to me. It shouldn't do that.
It's not an expansion though. That's the thing. They're selling it as a full game, but it feels like an expansion pack that then got buffed up a bit, and I still don't feel as quite a full game. I don't know. I haven't played it though. I think that's it for that month.
Yep, November? That's it for November. Yeah, we're hitting.
So that just leaves December, which is another quick one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave the best 2 games for last. Real quick, Chronos Before the Ashes is a weird VR prequel to Remnant, and it just is bad, and they took it out of VR because no one had VR sets, and so it's kind of like Squadrons.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's like a third-person action game, which never belonged in VR anyway.
No. Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah, so it's very strange. Worms Rumble came out. It's a free little multiplayer deathmatch game, and it's incredibly fun. It blew me away, honestly.
Super fun. Probably it would be top 6. It would be in my 6. Like,
yeah. I was thinking about it, and I was like, this could replace Ghost of Tsushima for me, but we already started.
No. From what I played of it, like it was a really fun time. You explained it best as like a game like I'd never even thought of this type of a thing. It did not know I wanted that, and it did it perfectly.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, just a real-time 2D action like deathmatch game. Like that's an interesting genre I don't know I've played before.
Right.
Fogs is a really weird little like kid-friendly / girl-friendly dog game.
Yep.
But it is like cat dog, but you're a dog.
It looks like cat dog, but it's not. Yeah, it's just dog.
It just looks like another. It just looks like a good like either with your kid or with a girlfriend type game to play.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it does.
Or wife, I guess.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest XI S Definitive Edition. Husbando, yeah.
Yeah.
Gimp. Or Servant.
Right.
Dragon Quest XI S Definitive Edition came out on PS4. It is just a port of the Switch version with some of the extra features. Dragon Quest XI is an amazing game. I highly recommend it on any of the systems.
It's bullshit they didn't make this just DLC, though. Like, for the baseline people.
Yeah, but it's because the justification is solid but bullshit because they made it on PS4 and then they made it on Switch with more stuff, so they're different games, so you can't just port that stuff over. But they could have just built it up for the first one and released it as DLC. I agree. But
yeah.
Dragon Quest XI, even if it's just the base game, it's worth picking up. It's a great game.
That's true. It is the game that finally got me more excited about Dragon Quest because I played it a bit and was like, oh my gosh, yes. This is actually really, really beautiful and fun.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light is just another stupid Nintendo. It's only available till March 31st.
Makes zero sense. Dude, what is with March for them, too? That's the other thing that really weirds me out. Like, especially this one came out way later, and they're just like, yep, March. Why?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with March. Like, that's a Mario thing.
Yeah,
like
why is
that's the end of the year or whatever.
Yeah, how is this part of the March thing? Why? Why is this added to that? Really weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But it's weird that it's just like a port of an NES game and with very few features added.
Yeah.
It's just a bizarre release at the time. Same with Collection of Saga Final Fantasy Legend. The first 3 Saga games came out on Game Boy, and that's a big RPG series that Square makes that not a lot of people know about. They came out as Final Fantasy Legend on Game Boy back here, and this is literally just a port of those. They didn't even change the titles to Saga. They just called it Collection of Saga Final Fantasy Legend. Nothing to do with Final Fantasy, by the way. They just named it that because brand recognition in the West in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah, we can just keep on going down, I guess. I'll save the best one for last, but Super Meat Boy Forever is just a weird auto runner sequel to Super Meat Boy, which is so strange. It
bummed me out. I saw it at first, like, it's probably still good, but I saw it at first, and I was like, oh my gosh, more Super Meat Boy, cool. And then I was like, oh, it's an auto runner? What? And that turned me off of, like, picking it up right away, because I was like, not a huge fan of auto runners overall. And like,
how can you be?
Yeah,
like Temple Run was great, and that's it. Like Temple Run did it.
Yeah, I think the only other one I can think of that I had put a lot of time into that I had fun with was the Impossible game on the indie games. Like,
that was the first one I played actually.
Yeah. Yep.
And then, other than Dragon Quest, the other best game of the bunch would be Double Dragon Neon and Skullmageddon.
Dude, Skullmageddon, that's my boy. That's a good game. You got anybody that has not played Double Dragon Neon should pick this up on the Switch and just play it. It's really a great time.
Yeah, highly recommend it. It's a great beat 'em up. There's another one that I mentioned in the last video that's better though.
Oh yeah.
Which, speaking of, I think we're at the end of the year. We all survived 2020, unless you didn't, in which case that was insensitive. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. Please still subscribe though and listen to us. Yeah. You know, even though we
check out our Patreon. Make a Patreon for us and give it to us.
Yeah, full of money.
All of your money. Give us all of your money. Especially if you didn't make it.
Right, especially if you didn't make it. You might as well. What are you going to do with it?
What are you doing with it? You fucking hoarder.
Jeez.
Right. God damn. Alright. So do you want to talk about your best games? Your 2 best games that we didn't already go into?
Oh, we could flip off and on if you want. We could pop.
Sure.
You know? But yeah.
Yeah, we can pop.
Let's do, yeah, so I'll do one of mine. So Super Mario 35 made it on my list. It is literally Mario, like regular first NES Super Mario Bros. But it's a Battle Royale style game where you are competing against 35 other people, and you're just running through the level. As you kill enemies, you send them over to other people, so you can have like 10 Bowsers against you or something like that. And you're just randomly going through randomly picked levels, and you slowly unlock levels so you can like pick those levels to go to, and it adds them to the queue. I played a lot of this year. Just anytime I didn't know what to play or like just had like a tiny bit of free time, I was playing Super Mario Bros. 35. It's super fun. I think it's ridiculous that Nintendo's gonna take this game out at March 31st. I hope they just pulls a jump rope and they just decide not to. Because, yeah, this was a good way to do this. I honestly would be excited to see other retro games done in a similar fashion to this. Like, because it just made me play a ton of Super Mario Bros. And was very happy about it.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time. Like I said earlier, I just haven't played it out of spite, getting rid of it. I do plan to play it before it goes away, though. It looks really good. Yeah, I guess I'll just keep that kind of like retro feel going. Streets of Rage 4 released this year finally, and holy shit. Fuck Risk of Rain 2 soundtrack, man. Streets of Rage 4 soundtrack? Soundtrack of the year, by a mile.
I'll have to check it out.
Gameplay-wise, it's classic Street Fighter, a little touched up, feels a little more fluid, a little better in my opinion. And Street of Rage was already known for being an incredibly fluid beat 'em
I was
up.
like, Street Fighter? That's insane. No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I misspoke.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, Streets of Rage 4 is excellent. It looks beautiful, plays beautifully, has an amazing soundtrack. For me personally, it doesn't have great replay value. There's a lot of replay value. You go back and play the game over and over to unlock more characters, and then there's more characters to play as. You can play through literally, so they give you the new art style for all the new characters, and there's a couple unlockable new characters, and then all of the cast of Streets of Rage 1, 2, 3 are available as their sprite version forms.
That's super cool.
Yeah, but like, I don't want to just play as Axel and then Streets of Rage 1 Axel and then Streets of Rage 2 Axel and then play as... So there is a lot of content to unlock, but for me personally, I'm not too interested in that. But the little bits of experience, I've run through it twice already. I'll run through it a couple more times with you when you pick it up. Mm-hmm. Anybody else willing to play it again, probably a couple of years, play through it again. It's a great time.
Yeah, it's one of those games... So I really like the Streets of Rage series, like played through all of them a few times. And only have not picked it up because of the pricing on it. I was like, I don't know if that price is right for that, but...
Yeah, I got it on sale too, admittedly. Mm. It is a very small game, but it is... Every bit of it is perfect.
I guess that bounces back down to me, and this is a remake game. It's Demon's Souls, which came out on the PS3. They just redid it. This game is amazingly beautiful, though. They redid this real well from, like, the ground up. Looks amazing. The world tendency changed up a bit in this, so like it's not tied to everybody. It's just tied to you and what you do in the world, which is kind of a plus. It takes away that like connective feel of like, oh my gosh, we're connected to everybody, but it makes it easier to actually get tendency events to pop without like having to try to like pick a day when everybody's like, yeah, we're gonna try to get white tendency or anything like that. So it doesn't lock you out of as much content. The weirdest thing though it does, I found, is there's no level cap for like multiplayer stuff. So like my guy's way higher level than my brother's guy who I'm playing through with right now, and like we can just get on the same thing, but my dude just trashes stuff still because they don't dumb me down or anything. They're just like, yep, this is what you are. And so it takes away from him, but I feel like he just wants to play it multiplayer anyway, so don't feel as bad. But yeah, I mean, it's just Demon's Souls again, but it does look way, 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 way better.
Hell yeah. I don't have PS5, so...
Yep.
Really excited to play it. I love Demon's Souls. Demon's Souls is one of my favorite in that series. I feel like I gotta replay it at this point to see where it would place. But I'm kinda waiting for the PS5 version to do that.
Yeah.
Looks good, though.
Well, I'll be there for you when you're wanting to do that. I'll play through that again when you want.
I'll be there for you, and I'll be there for you. Dun
Nice.
dun 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 dun. Hades is probably my second game of the year. Risk of Rain 2, probably my game of the year. It's kind of nebulous. Doesn't really matter. They're all great games. Hades, though, as you were saying, has amazing characters, little bits of dialogue that you just slowly unlock as you're working your way through this roguelike action game. The combat is incredibly fast and fun, fluid. I never feel like I'm fucking up or not where I need to be. You have 6 different weapons that all feel very different. You can upgrade them differently. It just really... This year kind of showed to me that I'm more interested if you have a tight package of a game and that like has solid gameplay mechanics and like enough content to be worth either going through again or just exploring, be it linear like Streets of Rage 4 or like Risk of Rain 2, where it's just like you keep playing through the same stuff but like little variations. That's the kind of stuff I'm interested in. Just like a focus on really, really good gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this year kind of did prove to me that I've moved way away from the bigger AAA games and being excited and like, oh my gosh, this is coming out, the next this is coming out, and more towards, oh, that's a weird looking fun thing. Oh wow, that is really fun, and gravitating more towards that in more indie like esque game scene.
Yeah, it tends to be more indie games that focus on that. AAA is too busy having its head shoved up its ass.
Right.
I don't know what's going on with AAA games, which, yeah. So I think that kind of wraps up 2020. Anything
Definitely
else?
does. No, that definitely does.
Other than the death wave and the treason.
Small thing. Should have talked about it in the Mario thing. They did release a Mario Game & Watch, also limited release thing. Cool little package deal. I've been playing that a bunch too. Comes with regular Mario, Mario Bros. Lost Levels, and Mario Ball, which is ball with a Mario head on it. Neat. Probably the coolest thing they released for this Mario deal, because it's limited release, but it's acceptable limited release to me, because that's more of like just a unique thing that not a ton of people are just going to be like, oh my gosh, I need to have that.
Yeah. It's one of those like bullshit, like capitalism sucks, but it makes sense, as opposed to like you have a digital game available and you're just going to delist it for no reason.
Exactly. Yep.
Because, yeah, we understood the physical copies of the other game. Sure. Just do one run. That's fine.
Yeah. And
shitty.
Yeah. I mean, Scott Pilgrim had a quick physical copy release, and yeah, that makes sense to me that they're not going to continue doing that. But
yeah. Totally. I think that draws a curtain on 2020 overall. Okay.
Yeah, no, I would say so too.
Luckily, we've got a lot to look forward to in 2021.
Right.
Everybody, keep your eyes and ears and beaks pointed to the sun.
Yeah. That's right.
And, you're graced by Phoenix Roost Gaming sometime this year.
Yeah, sometime this year, Phoenix Roost Gaming is going to be a real thing. Me, Adam, my brother Mike, we're gonna we're really doing it this time. Like, actually going to try and not just be total stream fest. It'll be more cut up content, like actually better edited. We're all really hyped up for this. So yeah,
hopefully better sound quality too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're really excited, and we hope somebody shows up.
yeah. Hopefully somebody will show up to the party. If you did show up to the party tonight, though, you can check out the Phoenix Roost on Facebook if you wanted to join our group before Phoenix Roost Gaming comes out.
Very true. It's a fun, open community. Just talking about nerdy stuff, a lot of memes. It's a good time. Yeah, so I think that about does it.
Yep, that is it. Well, once again, this has been Matt.
Yeah, and your fellow Roostling Adam.
Caw!
Beautiful.